we're going to be working on today is the 3310 or the 3330. We're going to be showing you exactly what you need to do to strip the phone and to change or to repair certain things which may go wrong with it. So let's just start with the relevant tools which you would need. A toolkit like this is more than relevant for this exercise. You have to choose the correct torque screw. Let's have a look. This one or this one should be right. So what we do, this is the right toolkit that you would need. Yep, as you can see, you've got the tweezers, hook tweezers, various torque screws and various tools. This toolkit is good for all types of mobile phones actually. Right, back to the matter in hand. Let's strip the telephone. Take the battery off and the face. Right, now what we're going to have to do is just have a look at the phone. Right, this is it in its entirety. So now what we do, if there's a problem with the loudspeaker, you can't hear the person on the other side but they can hear you. What we'd have to do is unscrew these screws first, like this, making sure that you use the right screwdriver for this operation, otherwise you will round off the nuts. Once this first chassis is off, I'll show you exactly what you need to do. Just remove it simply as shown, prying it off. And what you do now is get the relevant tool and then pop this out. And then what you would do is you would get a replacement mic and you'll pop it straight back in like that and replace it back on there, screw it all back together and test it. But sometimes you would do all that and it doesn't work. So what you have to do is clean the board with white spirit, because as you can see, the circular part here can sometimes get some corrosion on it, and once it's got some corrosion you will not get a conduction, so therefore you would not get any hearing in that speaker. So make sure that you clean this with a cloth. I'll show you that now. This stuff is very good for phone cleaning. It's seen better days, as you can see. So all you do is get it and spray on the board the relevant part. Just a little bit, mind you, like that. A J-cloth like this, and just clean it like that. Once that is done, replace the board back on the chassis, the front board back on the back board, and screw it all back together and it should be fine. Right, the next problem we're going to tackle is when people cannot hear you right? So obviously we removed the front board again. Now we remove the back board as well, and we try and locate the microphone. The microphone is situated here. Can you see that? This is the actual microphone. There's many reasons why it may go wrong. You may simply have a screw loose on the chassis, which is the most common problem which you will have, is a screw loose on the chassis holding the phone down. Simple thing to do is just screw it back together. Voila, problem solved. Or you may have a problem with the prongs. If you can see here, you've got gold tipped prongs here and here. There may be a problem with this. So all you'll have to do is pry them up just slightly so that the prongs touch the relevant part on the back of the board. Place that back in there, screw it all back together, and it should be fine. If it's not fine, you may have an actual problem with the mic itself. So what you would do is remove it. This can be tricky, so remove this part first, like that. Be careful with it. Place this one down. There you go, the mic's in the back there. Comes out somehow. There you go. What you do, you replace that. You can buy these things on the internet very cheap and replace it. Simply it goes back in the same slot. Pull it back reverse way of how it was taken out. So pull it back how you found it, pull it back in, put the things back together, and it should be fine. Next problem is it's not charging. When tackling a mobile phone, you do not need to wear rubber gloves, but I would prefer to use rubber gloves for static reasons. This is the charging element. This charging element can be changed very easily. As we've seen, you pull it out and you just replace it, and it goes back in the slot very easily. Everything goes back together. If you've got a problem with the vibration, you're not getting any vibracall, this is the thing which needs to be changed. Pluck it out like that and change this. Or, as we were stating before, the prongs. Let's move them up a bit like that, and then pull it back in. Yeah. Problem with the SIM card, insert card. What you do now is remove this bit here, and either replace it or tamper with the prongs a bit to make sure everything's leveled up, and it should work. If you've got a problem with the ringtone, it's not ringing, this is the culprit. It just plucks out like that. You can either change it, or, as again, it could be the conduction on these things here. if you're having a problem with it's not powering on, this rubber usually goes. All you'll have to do is pop it out like that and get another one, or you look at the board itself and you may have a problem up here, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Right, if you had a problem with turning it on again, it could be this. This is the prong. If you turn it over, you would see that there's 3 prongs here which connect to the battery. These 3 prongs may not be level, or one of them may be broken. So all you have to do is pop this out. You can use your thumb and it just pops out, and just replace this and it pops back in. To replace the screen, all you have to do is remove the screws and take off the front board and replace the front board, and you'll have a new screen. Right, so now let me go back to this board and tell you about the power on unit, which may be a problem. If you look at this is the actual power button. It may go wrong. As you can see here, it may need soldering on these 4 parts here, which is very easy to do. The most important aspect of the board is here. This is the functionality of the phone. If we look at these buttons here, this is where the keypad connects to the actual phone. Like I said, if you have a problem, first things first, use some of this stuff. Spray it on the board. Then just give it a nice firm clean on this front side here, making sure it's nice and shiny. The more shinier it is, the better conduction you get. So now we can put the board back together, placing it back on the chassis, front board, top of the phone, little clicks at the side, screw it in, front cover back, battery, back cover, back together again. When you believe that the actual phone has dropped in water and is water damaged, the ideal solution, especially if it's not turning on, is to strip the phone as we done before and spray some of this stuff over the board. Once you spray that over the board, getting rid of all the corrosion on the actual chassis, cleaning it with a linen cloth, pull it all together and it should be fine. If it isn't, then it's probably beyond economical repair, and I'm afraid that phone has had it. Looking at this phone from behind, this is where the actual aerial is in the Nokia. In most phones it will be behind a plastic plate. Behind the plastic plate is the metal plate. This Nokia, if it does go faulty, you'll have to remove it. you'll have to remove it and replace it. Using a tool like this, you can try and pry it off, just like that. Then you can see this is the plate. All you have to do is get one of these. You can get it over the internet, then replace it. Simple as that. If you have any problems, you can email us with your thoughts and we'll reply them as soon as possible.